Hiya folks, I went down to the Secret River today, a little bit of washing down there. Yesterday I went to the European Championship Gold Washers in Bergdorf. There's a few clips from that. I didn't put a lot of washing on it. There's a few clips around stalls as well, stuff you could buy, interesting stuff. And bought myself a limited edition knife. There's only, right way up, there's only 100 in the world, so I bought one of them. T-shirt and some dirt for rainy weather. I can't get out. But anyway, I'll get on with it. First 3-4 minutes is the European Championships. Nice to be nice.
So here we are, Bergdorf. Camping over there. I've not decided whether I'm staying. It's only 40 minutes home. It's not quite 40 minutes even. That's the gold washing championships, European Championships. Old wooden bridge. Bergdorf roughly translates into well, mountain village.
So, begrüßen Sie mit mir die zweite Hälfte der fast besten Goldwäsche.
I've never met so many cowboys. They're all Swiss cowboys here.
Start Nummer 1, Fritz Grundbacher, Schweiz, Bern. Wo ist da der Applaus? Platz 2, Stefan Niefenegger, ebenfalls Bern, Schweiz. Platz 3, Frank Hartmann, Deutschland. Platz 4, Dave Thomas, Great Britain.
Hey!
Everybody's ready, we proceed to the start. Take your place, get ready.
Gold boxes, display cabinets.
Ja, wij hebben het laten halen.
Tato, sei tu spesso.
Kann man nur warten.
Thumbs up.
Aber mal eine Linie, aber richtig zügig machen,
Christian Wolf und Dave Thomas, bitte zur Startnummernausgabe. Ebenfalls.
So guys, after last week's fun with the nudists, I thought I'd come down to Secret River. There's the European Gold Washing Championships, Gold Panning Championships running at Bergdorf. I went up there yesterday, but I'll put a few clips in. But as we've had some high water since I was down here last, and we did have quite a lot of rain, I'm going to check some places out that I worked before for high water, especially along. I did some work along that wall. If you remember, there's a wall down here, and this brings all gold across that way. It crosses over up there, and then comes down this side and runs down wall. So hopefully it might have moved a bit. If not, I'm going to get in there and dig that area out. I ain't touched that, and I took a few flakes out in the middle last time, before I start following that line up that way into the dip. And hopefully there should be something in that area there. There might be some nice pieces in there. We will see. The plan of action. You can see how this river runs. Obviously this is inside curve, but all this clay is slanted towards in this direction as well. Now, I've cleaned this out pretty well before. There is some small deposits of pebbles. Now hopefully, here works like a natural riffle because there's a concrete base. I'm not digging into concrete obviously, I'm just cleaning up the top of it. And I did clean up this wall here before. I'm pretty sure there'll be some gold under that there. Maybe not there now, but before I cleaned all this off, and there was some pretty good gold under here. But what I'll do again, as I said, I'll clean it off and see what I get with a few pans, and if not, I'll go and tackle that waterfall there, because I can set sluice up there, and see how we go. So, on Tiny Little Flake, there's some screws and stuff in there. Might be worth checking it out in a couple of years there, but I'm not going to bother my time going back along here yet. A couple of years, as I said, might be something interesting washed down there. But I think I'll go and check that waterfall out, see what that's got for me. So, just run a test pan out of that, moved a couple of rocks, put one pan through, and it's good. If the light comes on, you can see it. In a minute. Now then, there's actually 5 pieces in there, and that's a good pan for here, 5 pieces. So, and the sluice there, and the back, I'll set sluice up there and I'll work my way that way. There should be some nicer stuff in there, but I don't think I'll shift all that today, but I'll give it a damn good try. So I'll put 2 buckets through. There's definitely a piece up there somewhere, and there's another piece here. Now looking at them sizes what I pulled out of that pan, there could be a lot more in there what I can't see. There's plenty of nails in it. That's a good sign. And I haven't pumped the bedrock yet. All I've done is shoveled. So I'm going to pump that and pan it just to have a look. I'll show you what there is, if anything. But I'm pretty sure it'll be there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to clear right to that edge and right to this edge. Do a strip across. I might actually do a few pans out of it to see where it's sort of laying, but obviously I can't go further that way because there's nothing there. So there's a couple there. I dare say there might be some smaller stuff in there, but I thought I saw a really small piece. So, but it's there, and I'm going to just quick pull a few pumps out of that. So I've got a clean old bedrock or clay bed. What I did notice about this before, that it was running across, so there might be some in here. But I'll work my way to the bank first, and I might pull a few more pans out of there towards the bank and see if it starts picking up in numbers. So now we're talking. That's working back towards that bank. Slightly more respectable pieces, and there's 6, 7, could be 8 pieces in there. Looking at them small pieces. So I'll look towards the bank and then forward, because not only does it go towards the bank, it dips down here now. It runs down into this water, into this drop. So if I follow that, hopefully pieces should get better and bigger. Fingers crossed. So, change my tactics slightly. The only reason being is like, I fancy seeing if I could find some bigger bits. I did that trench across there. I know there's gold in there. I was taking gold out of every pan and do a gold in sluice, not a lot, not first 2 buckets, but I've seen it go through. But what I did, you see that, maybe you can see it, that drop there. I just worked across that with 6 buckets, so I've put 10 in. I've got some gold in that, not huge amounts. I've seen 1 or 2 pieces go through. Nicest piece there, piece there, piece, 3 pieces there. I'm sure there's some more in that. So I'll clean it out and have a look and put another 10 through. So that's my top mat. See it right off of that.
too shabby. 20 pieces or so. I'll have a quick look, see what's in the carpet. Hopefully there's more, or at least as much. We'll have a look at that. And that's the carpet. Not as much as I'd have hoped. Really fine stuff. A couple of floaters there floating past, look. Probably set that up, have a look through, rest it. Cons are under the bucket, I'll give them another run through, see if there's out else. Maybe one or two little specks in there. Just noticed something though, as I'm cleaning sluice. I might not be doing 10 more buckets. Problem with my mat. Oh no, my season's over. Maybe not quite, but I've got to fix that. Although when I rip them out, I'm going to rip it off and do it. Might be a gram of gold under there. I wish. Or an ounce. So it's not a complete disaster, but I'm not going to bother running sluice anymore, because I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to fix that today. That's one of the priorities. So what I'm going to do, I've just had a quick walk up here to show you. Now, if you've been watching me down on this river, then you'll know that I dug this out. This drops down into a big dip. It's filled up again now. I shouldn't imagine there's much gold in there. There could be a bit, but I'm sure there's a bit on that edge. And I know where that sieve is in that pump. From that stripe there, back, all the way up to there, that bank's got some good gold in it. But I want sluice right before I do it. But I've just been walking up here. And the first place I ever worked on this river with this waterfall here, that was the first place I found gold here. I've worked down this edge, but I've just looked at this here. There's another little dip here, and the foot is right here. Found a lot of fine stuff around there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a few pans across there, see what I can pull out of it. I'm sure I'll pull a bit out, and then I'll call it a day, go and fix my sluice, and see what happens next week. Next week I'll probably be off my nap, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, I'll be there. So, see what I get. So I took 3 or 4 pans out of there. I've just got 2 little specks, but reason being is the drops like that and springs out, so whatever's washing in will wash out again. But I did just have a look down here, and that's a proper drop. It goes quite deep as well. So I'm not going to bother anymore today. I'm not going to pan all that out. But what I will do is, I know where it is, by that rock, and if it's covered up, I'll dig down there next time when I come for that, because it's got sort of a square edge and dips and runs under like a riffle, and if it carries on like that, which I think it does, and it does get deeper there, it runs down deeper. So there's a good chance there might have been a bit of a concentration there, so I'll have that next time. That's the difference between prospecting and mining, because that, when I come back, I'm not prospecting, I'm mining it. That I've just prospected, potential to mine. So guys, that's the result. I'm quite pleased. I did 10 buckets and a few pans, as I said. Got to fix that sluice, but I'll definitely back down there, because I haven't hit the best patch yet. Where I've been digging is just round edges, and when I get down to the bottom, then might be looking at some 2 or 3 millimetre pieces. Noisy birds.